Oh, bother.
All right, and we're live. Hello, everybody. I'm here with Emily and Mega, two of the people that help me with DTS. So, Mega, tell everybody who you play in the series.
Well, right now I'm pretty sure I only play. Well, right now I just played both Thomas and Toby.
Yep, and then I just play Ram, Workman, and Cruz, and of course I'm also the narrator. And Emily has only played Mavis and a short bit from Toby and the Steamroller so far. So guys, our new episode just came out on the channel. So we're just gonna hang out here for a bit and answer you guys' questions. So you guys are gonna pretty much just be hanging out with the DTS crew for a bit today.
Basically, the reason we're doing the whole stream is to do kind of like a question and answer thing. You guys have questions, we're here to answer it. You know, what if it's anything indirect with the series or characters connected to the series, stuff like that, feel free to ask. That's why we're here. It's kind of like a Q&A stream kind of thing.
Exactly. So guys, Mega is kind of my emergency backup if I've written an episode and I need some VAs and I can't find them. So Mega, tell them why you're so easy to use as a voice actor.
How about I reword that for you, Ty? Mega, in your own words, why do you always volunteer to help Tyler when he gets into these little snags?
I mean, I don't mind helping, actually. In fact, I mostly do my voice acting for free right now.
Anyone who charges for voice acting has got a real problem.
What I'm trying to say is that he has a concerningly big vocal range.
I mean, yeah, he's got a point. Yeah, I do. A little.
Yeah, this man, he can literally play anybody.
Oh, thanks, pal.
Well, gosh darn, Mick. Was that even a good Mickey? Was that even a good Goofy?
That's why we call him Neil Crone II, who ain't Neil Crone. 1,000 voices.
So we're talking Neil Crone, who was going to originally play Thomas and Tapmore?
The one who played Diesel 10 in the director's cut.
All right, Splodge. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to not be stupid.
Now it's time for the next lesson. I call it how to stop being stupid. Oh, pitching!
Yeah, Magic Railroad stuff is always fun.
Dude, this see what I mean, guys? Bro literally just did like a in between from Tapmar and CGI 10.
I mean, I mostly try to focus on the model series than CGI series.
It was kind of an in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, so since we just finished our second episode, Mega's still trying to figure out how he wants to voice Thomas. I'm from how I've heard Toby, he's obviously figured him out, but as for Thomas Wise, he's still trying to get the UK accent in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know why, but even though I'm an American, I just like to UK dub Thomas videos.
Can't say I blame him.
Maybe we have a Ringo Starr preemie sitting there who wants to be like Ringo when he gets older. Points to Tyler. Ringo Starr 2.0.
I am not Ringo Starr 2.0. I literally have stuttering problems. I'm probably gonna cancel out from being a narrator of DTS sometime soon, because apparently one of our other people, they're apparently saying that they are up to narrate the series. So yeah, who
mean,
knows?
I can narrate a little bit, but I just have problems stuttering.
So both of us have that problem.
Yeah.
A lot of people have those problems.
Yeah. I mean, I do know that I did used to be the narrator for one of my friends.
Mm.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so let's see how you can do acting as Mr. Conductor in the opening of Tapmar.
Seriously. I haven't even hit that. I mean,
No, I'm saying like just narrate. You don't have to sound like Alec.
oh yeah.
Did you figure I was acting to sound like Alec?
Yes, I thought you were asking me to sound like the good old Baldwin.
Don't go
Or
thinking
should I
about
call him-
Baldwins too much, otherwise you might bring a ghost of an old Baldwin locomotive back.
I know. I was more talking about Alec Baldwin, or how I like to call him, the person that made James sound a little gay. No offense, Alec Baldwin.
Oh no!
You named
Oh
your
my goodness!
Go sue our asses for
Oh my goodness! What was that?
I mean, I can try to sound like Mr. Conductor a little bit. I just need to try to figure out what would be a good line to at least pull out.
improvise.
True. Though I
Again,
could
Megan,
also do one line from either the
no need to
Sapphire
not be a
Penny or
king
very
and
first
not wear
episode.
no need to not be a king and be a freaking clown. Like, just go ahead, bud. Like,
I know. I'm just
just don't clown yourself around.
Ty, should we tell them about the surprise that you have hidden for the season or no?
What surprise?
Why,
talking
you remember
about
the surprise, old Tyler?
Wait, are you guys getting ready for a old surprise for the series, or are we talking about the?
We were
about
talking
our
about before we went live. The unknown character who's hidden in your saga that no one knows anything about.
Oh yes,
Who remains nameless right now for the time being to keep her a mystery.
Yes, we do have some OCs and secret engines that are going to be appearing in our series. You guys might have seen my Tyler custom and my Emily music video, but I'm still figuring out how to incorporate him into the official DTS canon. So you guys won't be seeing Tyler for a while. I'm still trying to figure out how to easily get him into the canon. It's still hard to write one of your OCs into a canon. So
It's not that hard. You just gotta be creative. Look for the gap and use the gap.
yeah, I do have an idea. Like should I give you guys out a temporary plot for now? What I'm doing for a plot for now.
How about we sum it up in a simple way, which is actually true? Some weird change of events is going to happen at some point in the saga. We don't know when, or how, or any kind of event of what's going to go on because it's still under development for the time being. Will happen at some point, which apparently will have a life-changing effect on Tyler, bringing him to Sodor.
Yep, and then Mega, do you have anything in mind on how to bring Angel into canons?
To be honest, I honestly don't know.
How does Angel even work? Like, does she work on Sodor or?
Well, I do know that in the lore that I decided to give her was that she used to work over down at the Bluebell Railway a little bit.
So she'd be the one
why
who
she's
with
called
Stepney.
Angel the Bluebell engine.
Yeah, she was
Well,
basically
which universe you're in, because there's multiple Bluebell engines in everyone else's universe. We all know Stepney's there, but there's other engines besides Stepney. Stepney isn't the only Bluebell engine. And no, we're not going by Bluebell Railway roster. It's called Headcanon roster. So it's whoever you choose.
Yeah, and what I kind of decided was my OC kind of being one of Stephanie's siblings.
Yeah. So so she's literally called the Stephanie the Bluebell Engine for a reason. And no,
Yeah.
I meant Angel, Angel the Bluebell Engine.
She's a sibling of Stepney, but there's also an unknown sibling to both of them they're not aware of who got reborn of that class, oddly enough.
Hmm.
But we'll go into her some other day.
And sadly, because of how trains work and Mattel's copyright with trains and Thomas content, I'm limited with engines that I can reskin for OCs. So Angel is not actually supposed to be the same class as Stepney.
Well, technically, it's your canon, so she can be. That's kind of the funny thing about it. That's how
Yeah,
my
well-
canons work. So technically, you're not really breaking a rule on that one. You just can't use anything above a 2006 model, which thankfully you're using an 06, which is anything goes. So pretty much you're in the clear.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that since I'm using a 2006 model, I was forced to use a 2006 Stepney as her model.
Yeah, but that can't be helped. It's either 06 or nothing these days, apparently.
And yes, I was originally going to use a 2006 Stepney, but I'm not going to tell you guys what model she ended up being. And you got and me and Emily and Mega and the rest of the crew are keeping it secrets on what we're doing. So if you guys spread the word on how we have to make her, then I'm gonna come to your house tonight.
How about we put it this way? If people could manage to figure it out, we'll leave it up to the viewers. But if anyone does manage to figure it out, expect a serial killer to come to your door.
Yes, if anybody figures out what model we're using for Angel, yeah.
And I'd be careful because as we're drawing closer, yes, we're in August, but in 2 months, we're going to be in October.
And
Spooky month.
remember, Emily, we are safe for now, since of course Tyler and Angel and all of your OCs haven't appeared in the series yet. So
Well,
they don't they don't even know Angel's model because she hasn't been shown in any episodes or anything, not even in the background or any of my music videos.
Yeah, and my engines have been concealed because no one's really seen the Honeywell engine, so...
Should I open Trains 19 and show them off a few of our models?
Nah, it's better to leave it a surprise.
Yeah, better
Yeah.
to leave it as a surprise.
All I'm gonna say is that Tyler and Blake are made from 2006 Thomases.
That's the only info he's allowed to give at the moment, but there is going to be a, how would you say, well, because of Spooky Month approaching, there will be a ghost story somewhere in DTS back on track. There will be a ghost story, which the three of us are going to formulate. It just hasn't come together yet. We already got the, not the villain, so to speak, but the, how would you say, the protagonist of the story?
We just finished episode 2, and we're already having to figure out to soon be a Halloween special, maybe a Thanksgiving special, and a Christmas special. So
we'll go one holiday at a time. September, yeah, it's back to school month for a lot of young kids. It sucks. But
yep. So as for me and Mega, it'll be a hard time working on episodes. So
Yeah.
and I've been awfully busy dealing with personal stuff. So
yeah, Halloween will be a whole thing because I'll still be going through school, I'm pretty sure.
But Halloween's a fun one. All right, here's a question for you, and this one comes not from a viewer, but I don't know if you even know this, Tai, but did you know Halloween's actually a pagan holiday?
Oh yeah, I've heard about that actually.
Well, here's a million-point question for you then, Mecca, if you think you know so much. What's the real purpose of Halloween?
Well, what I remember hearing from my Christian dad was that Halloween. I only remember one part, which was wearing costumes to hide yourself from demons.
Ooh, that's kind of part of it. Basically, you would dress up as one who's departed in this case, such as a famous ghoul, ghost, or goblin figure like Dracula, or something along those lines, or just someone you can be creative as with your imagination. Basically, their spirit would awaken on a Halloween night, come through a portal, and spook the crap out of people. Well, here's the thing. During the early 90s, Halloween's meaning went from being what it was originally, it changed to handing out free candy and trick-or-treating for free candy, which is what it was, which Halloween wasn't about. The true spirit of Halloween is to scare the daylights out of everybody, which came back years ago. People have forgotten about that because no one gets scared on Halloween anymore.
Okay, guys, so we are going to continue talking, but just to not bore the little Timmies that don't have good attention spans, I will just start driving random engines on trains. So yeah, guys, I do film my series on 2 custom maps that one the two are made completely by Nikki, and then one other that's made by her and her friend Zach.
To help do another map, so yeah.
Yeah, so I have
There's technically 3
a
maps
CGI
in the whole
map.
series, but the winter edition of Sodor, it's kind of kept hidden for a good reason, because Sodor's tracks are not friendly during winter months.
Yeah, okay, so in this case, we'll just run on CGI. CGI is a pretty good friend. I like to use it for the Farquhar branch, but then I switch over the Nikki's soda map from Farquhar up to the Farquhar quarry and that kind of stuff, and same from Ulstead onward all the way up to Ulstead Castle.
My map just makes more sense the way it's connected than the CGI map.
Yeah, the CGI map, its line to its quarry is way too short.
It's supposed to be 3.5 miles from the station down Farquhar all the way up to the quarry. Apparently, according to the actual mileage, I forgot what it was and I ran it. I think it was like 2-point-something miles, something like that. I freaking totally forgot. That's why I don't really mess with the CGI much. It kind of just, That's why I made my own map a long time ago, just to kind of mess with people and just to show off that I could build a route. And that was mainly the whole point of it.
Yeah, but it's a pain in the butt. Alright, well I've ended myself up at Harwick, so I guess I'll grab out Daisy.
Whose phone's pinging?
What?
Not me.
I'm pretty sure it's just the sounds from the buildings at Harwick.
Maybe not. So up pops the question, and people are probably going to obviously want to see certain parts of the map. Yes, Misty Island's on the CGI map, but yeah, get to it. But that's where you kind of leave location choosing up to fans so they can choose where you go, where you stop, and all that fun stuff.
And guys, I have decided to switch to Rally Series models by Wild Northwester because they just like to work, and as me and Emily have talked, the TSI and workshop models can just be a pain in the butt to use and use when you're trying to use them to make a series.
Well, let me explain why. For some odd reason, Soda Workshops and TSI, they both do incredible work, don't get me wrong. But their files mysteriously have this weird little habit of growing legs and walking the hell away and disappearing, and then you can't find them again. It's weird, it's unexplainable, but it still happens. You go looking for that file. Where did I find that file last night that mysteriously walked away? 6 months later, that file got deleted. No one knows where the hell it went.
And nobody gets why big YouTubers like NWR 1991 and just anybody that just does model series content that their models work completely fine. They get their hands on the hybrid series models by TSI, and they work completely fine. Meanwhile, when I try to use them, some of their files are
privatized. It happens a lot. There's a lot of privatized files, but there's a lot of mystery to everything else around, just with the layouts and
we can talk some other time about what I recently found out on why those files might on what Sudbury Rails and their TSI model and what their TSI models are acting like pains in the butts for.
Well, to sum it up, somehow their files magically grow legs and walk away. We don't know how, it just happens.
Well, I recently sent you a video of Sudbury Rails
Yeah,
talking
with the
about that
hybrid
kind of
thing.
stuff.
And yeah, but it still happens. Files grow legs and walk away when they shouldn't, but they do. And when they do, it's confusing and very annoying.
So yeah, guys, in episode 2, we are using Northwestern models, and they are RWS, so that's just why they don't look like their TV counterparts.
Technically, same engines, just earlier universe.
No, well, not earlier universes.
Technically, it would be because Railway Series came before the book, or came before the TV series. So,
well, we're using the Railway Series models, but the series is taking place in present day. But episode 2 that we just uploaded takes place.
Yeah,
takes
place during TV times, yes, but obviously the only reason the Railway Series engines are being used is because they all work and don't cause problems, and their files don't get up and walk away.
Yes, and then episode 2 that we just uploaded, it was Emily gave me the idea of it, and I wrote it, and Emily pretty much explained to them where you and me got an idea for an episode, because I want to do a reboot of one of my old series, aka DTS, but I was not scripted. It was just randomly made by me and my friend Colton. So Emily, pretty much tell me how we got the story set up.
Well, basically, it's a funny story. Ty and I were talking, and he wanted to do a loophole. He was basically looking for some sort of loophole in a Thomas timeline to put in a Thomas story, but the problem is he couldn't think of anything to write. Now, weirdly enough, there was a loophole left in season 1 of Thomas and Friends. No one exploited to put the damn 2 and 2 together. I said, Ty, have you seen this? And he's like, wait, what? Look here. Loophole.
Yes, there was never a story about the time that Mrs. Kindly saved Thomas from a landslide.
There was only a small clip showing the landslide where Thomas stopped before it from Mrs. Kindly. That was it. There was no story to it. So everyone asked, what happened to that story? Well, apparently it was cut. No one has ever seen it.
And that's where DTS episode 2 landslide came into play.
Basically, the story that we read about in the book, Mrs. Kindly Saves Christmas, never made it to television, but with little help from me and Ty and Mega, just being a goofball like he always is, basically the three of us were able to grab the lost story and put it together, and Tyler put it out for everyone's enjoyment.
Yeah, so pretty much episode 2 landslide it pretty much tells us how that works, and how an only flashback mentioned part of the Christmas episode became into a full story.
Basically, you get one little clip from the flashback, that's it. Apparently, episode 2 is the missing season 1 episode from Thomas and Friends that no one saw. Why? Because they never showed it, and it was cut during season 1. Probably for production cost reasons, which is understandable. But the only thing that sucks is it would have been great to know that storyline if it had been done on TV. And sadly, Mrs. Kindly Saves Christmas was never done on television, so no one really got the answer to what exactly caused that landslide. So, in the minds of the Thomas fans, which new and old, going for everyone who loves the series and watches it, well, it makes you wonder, what events led to that climax?
So me and Emily, and me personally, we got the idea. Oh, of course, a storm caused.
Don't give it away, Tyler.
Tyler,
don't give it away. The easier way to do it is, if you want to find out what the hell happened, how that story unfolded, you have to go watch the story on his channel.
Yes, guys, it just got uploaded like an hour and a half earlier today. The reason we were gonna start this stream right after I finished uploading, but because of Mega struggling to get in this,
had
But-
StreamYard complications.
Yes,
Points to
Mega did not know what he was doing for StreamYard.
Oh, silence.
Mega, I'd knock it off at that unless you want a demon chasing you.
Please no.
Oh,
Bro just switches into his UK Thomas voice.
yeah,
That
kind
wasn't even supposed to be at the UK Thomas voice.
End up in the smelter yard. Ooh, that's not a pretty scenario, especially with the
mean-
demon on the loose.
I mean, Sebastian could just bring her back, so it would be pretty easy.
Technically, there's an unknown entity sitting in Tyler's universe because his is connected to mine, which technically overrides everybody, and except for me and Tyler, of course.
So guys, pretty much you guys can
Hold
put
on,
episode
keep
1,
talking.
Toby in this. So guys, anyways, you guys can just put Toby in the steamroller, either in present day or whatever day in the universe of Thomas the Tank Engine. And it, of course, has to take place after Goodbye George, but it can pretty much take place whenever you want. Meanwhile, episode 2, Landslide, that just came out, of course, it has to take place in 1952.
Yep, the year Toby comes to Sodor.
And a few months before Tom's and his friend's Christmas party is what I think the episode / story was called.
Well, basically, Thomas's Christmas party was the story afterwards, which took place exactly in 1953, where they celebrated where Mrs. Kindly saved Thomas from a nasty accident. So technically, it was a year later they celebrated, but as we said, the second story is the unknown story for everybody. Oh, and there's also a bit of a problem through the community I don't think anyone really knows about, because people have been pushing this, like, I don't know how to call it. They've been...
Okay, I'll be right back. I just need to go ahead and take out the trash.
Okay, Mega, take yourself out with it.
Darn!
Throws a switch and derails Mega.
Bro just throws the trap points outside the sheds as he just puffs out the sheds. Oh crud! Just skids onto the gravel.
Yep. So, as far as funny things go, should I let them in on the lore behind the ghost or no?
Go ahead, knock yourself out.
Okay. A lot of people have been pushing the creepypasta thing as Timothy the Ghost Engine. Well, there's something wrong with that, and there's a very good reason why. There was a lore fact that was hidden from the public about Timothy's number, which no one uncovered. A friend of mine was doing some digging, and he actually found out which engine actually went off the viaduct. It wasn't Timothy. It was Thomas's younger sibling, who was number 100. A small little engine named Tiffany. She's the one who actually died, not Timothy. So the untold story of Timothy, basically where he's the ghost engine and he died, technically that's false information. Because it verified, going through a Tom Toys wiki source, Tiffany was the one who slid off the viaduct and died, which changed the whole Thomas lore of the entire Ghost Train Thomas story.
Yep, so pretty much the fans have screwed themselves up this whole time with the creepypasta.
Yeah, they all thought it was Timothy. Nope. He was the later number. He was still around when Thomas was around, and when Thomas left, basically they're like, oh, Timothy died in an accident. No, what happened was Timothy was never in an accident. He was sold off to somebody, and then he got replaced eventually, and then he got scrapped.
And then because of timeline's sake, we are still trying to figure out how we can make Tyler and pretty much any of our OCs can to Sodor, because of course Ken and Tyler as 108, and obviously it would be we're still trying to figure out how an E2 could escape to Sodor, and we're trying to figure and we're trying not to repeat Escape and Sleeping Beauty from the official episodes.
In a very fun way for you, Tyler. You do know the E2 class survived until 1962, right?
Yep.
So, what if this engine was given a special assignment a year before it's supposed to be withdrawn. Or a few weeks before it's supposed to be withdrawn in the year of 62. The engine special assignment is, take this train to Sodor. Oddly enough, the engine gets disowned the second it crosses the bridge because of rules and regulations and because of all kinds of odd stuff going on, which caused it, by paperwork, leaving the engine without a home and without an owner. And without a place to sleep. So it gets worse. So technically the engine's not on the run or a safe from scrap rescue. Technically they were sent to do a job and they were told, you better not come back or we'll kill you.
Well,
So
the problem
then
is
at
that.
this point,
Well, the
oddly
problem is that. Well, hold on. Well, the problem is that I personally want to canon that Tyler either arrived in 2020 or 2020 or present day, because if he did arrive back in the 60s, then why would he not be seen for the whole series of the present day?
well, here's a funny way to look at it. The E2s did last till 62, but Tyler's a weird one, and here's why. There was no disposal date on him, so he had mysteriously slipped into private ownership to somebody on Sodor, which no one knew about, and he has been seen traveling from Sodor, which people don't know if it's his home or if he just works there. No one knows, because no one will ask the questions. Technically, Tyler is not a private engine like Spencer, but he is a loaner engine, basically, that goes out for the Northwestern.
He is either a loner or a. We're still trying to figure out that either we want to make it so he's a loaned or officially a top him or either a top him
Well,
bot.
let me put it this way. After some weird set chain of events that haven't been figured out yet, whatever will happen in the said chain of events will set off a reaction, which will then come down to a decision for Sir Topham Hatt, where he has to make the decision to buy Tyler, or Tyler end up being caught by diesels and sold for scrap.
So we're pretty much dealing with the Scottish twins incident all over again.
It's kind of like Donald and Douglas, but here's the thing. Tyler wasn't sent for. The Fat Controller needed an engine. He got an engine who came to visit.
I'm saying if Tyler goes back, he'll end up like what Douglas would have ended up like.
Well, here's the weird thing. If Tyler does go back, he might end up back under private ownership, but no one knows. But from what we heard, though, Tyler's manager does not like him. He wants to get rid of him by any means necessary. Which means he would result to killing his own engine if he had to. He's that evil of a son of a bitch.
And we're still figuring out, and I already have an early plot, but I'm obviously going to change that.
I am back.
So what you guys are pretty much hearing is an early variant of an episode that we'll later write. We don't know if it'll be in the next 2 months or it'll be in early 2027. We're still trying.
It will be eventually.
Yes, we're probably going to just keep writing a ton of filler episodes until we can figure out a full way to make the story
until the story is completed,
a reality.
It will get posted eventually when it's done. Until then, please don't ask. Thank you. But if you have other questions about the series, this is the time to ask, so ask away. So, how many questions are we up to in the comments?
Our comment section is empty.
Is no one watching?
No, this is how dead my channel is.
Wow, you really gotta work on it.
I posted that we were gonna be doing a stream, and they had an hour and a half or over thanks to Mega, but
yeah, but if you think about the timing, specifically, it's just some people just didn't know what was going on, and we had ton of complications, so somebody couldn't get their head out of their bunker.
So pretty much, you guys. I guess you guys could leave comments post stream and in the comments section after the stream is ended. That's still a thing they can do.
Yeah, and in this case, the one the legend can get their head out of their bunker. Basically, I think she's been in the maintenance shed sniffing the coal dust again.
What the heck are you talking about?
Why do you think Angel's got red eyes? Her eyes are bloodshot.
Yeah,
Makes
Angel. Angel. We haven't even been able to hit in her either. And Emily, I'm pretty sure that you and me have already got EuroC set up to get installed in DTS, if I'm correct.
Well, mine are in a different circumstances. They're not in fully because we haven't come up with a plot line to insert them. Well, one of them's in on odd terms. The other one's not classified, if you will. So it's a weird scenario, but there's a lot to figure out.
Again, guys, this series is the first series that is actually being written and not just being thrown around as we go, like the original DTS series back like a year ago or something.
DTS reworked takes a lot more mind and a lot more talent to bring together. There will be some hoorah and all kinds of funny stuff in the future, granted that the channel survives. If the channel survives, you can expect new episodes at some point. Eventually, new episodes will surface.
What do you mean, Emily? What do you mean if the channel survives?
Oh, you didn't hear that Pac-Man got loose last week and started eating YouTube channels? Walk, 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 walk. Oh shit, he's here! Run!
What are you talking about?
Points to Pac-Man as you see a giant Pac-Man coming to eat your YouTube channel.
Emily, are you joking or what is actually going on?
You know, I was trying to liven things up for you, so that way you'd probably get some views if you had a little comedy joke in there. But apparently, you had no sense of humor, Ty. So.
I get no. I was actually worried because I was like, wait, what? Is somebody going around hacking and deleting channels or something?
Oh, there's no one hacking. It's the fact that the channels are falling to the dead channel stunt, which is actually ridiculous, where basically channels don't post anything for so damn long. Eventually, they do post, and when they post, no one watches.
Yes,
basically, it's called the Silent Channel Act, which people do to everybody, and that's how people lose subscribers.
Yes, so I've recently today I'm pretty sure I've gained some subs, but thanks to the algorithm and in my personal life and my school life, me and the algorithm cannot stay together most of the time. That's what happens when that's what happens when a 13 and under year old is running a YouTube channel. Or maybe maybe even a 13 and over. So yeah.
Basically, life just decided to call you and say, "Hey, you got a job to do. Come do your job, or you're fired." It's reality.
Yep.
And as far as the whole thing with the saga, things will pick up eventually.
Yeah, episodes are hard to write, and in between them, I'll either do some other content or make music videos.
There will be stuff in there to fill the gaps between the episodes, so therefore you're not sitting around waiting for months or weeks or days or however long on end, waiting for the sequel to last month's episode to drop.
So please be patient, and if you are not patient, I'll send Thomas to come ram into your house tonight. Don't end up like the station master.
Yeah, and then a lot of people, hey, get the hell out of here! Don't screw you. I was sent by the pack controller to come screw up your house because you couldn't pay your mortgage. So have a nice day.
It was time for Thomas to leave. He had seen and heard everything.
Dang!
You see what happens when you goof around with the right people.
Percy, help! I'm choking! Oh, I'm choking!
I'm choking! Get me out! Hey, Thomas. I urinated in the water.
So guys, Percy's VA not for so guys, by the way, guys, Percy's VA was originally going to be here, but he just didn't decide to come. But he just didn't decide to come. So,
He decided not to show up for his own reasons.
Yep. So pretty much,
because he couldn't figure out how to process it.
So pretty much, you guys are hanging out with me, the director, writer, sometimes writer, and just show owner in general, Thomas and Toby's VA, and maybe a few other characters' voices in the future, and then for now, just Mavis's VA. So that's what you're getting today.
Well, the funniest thing is, though, I don't know if anyone's heard it, though, but did you hear that banging coming from the quarry last night?
What do you mean?
Mavis found her way into the fireworks shed, started lighting off fireworks this morning.
Why is there a fireworks shed in a quarry?
The shed's supposed to contain dynamite. Mavis moved all the dynamite, put fireworks in there so she could shoot them off for the Labor Day weekend celebration. She thought today was Labor Day for some stupidly odd reason.
Mavis!
Oops! I think I left my stone trucks at the quarry. Bye! Yeah, you see the kind of shenanigans that happen in the Sudrian universe. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, and I'm just still screwing around with whenever Tyler gets brought to the series. I'm already getting prepared on figuring out where he would be sleeping on the Northwestern Railway, but sometimes I bet he would be sleeping up at Farquhar, and that's probably what he would do. And I bet he could yell at Mavis all the way down from Farquhar after he hears the sound fireworks going up at Farquhar Quarry.
Well, no one will know anything, but as far as the end of the summer is concerned for a lot of people, other than the whole clearing up the whole ghost thing, explaining that and getting that straightened out, there's a lot of other things that have to be straightened out too with people, where people just need to learn things and stuff like that. I mean, look at Mavis. Did she learn the first time using trucks? No. She stopped in the lane where she wasn't supposed to. Toby had to teach her everything. The kind old grandpa had to teach Toby, or the kind old grandpa who is Toby, basically, had to teach Mavis.
And in Lucky Tug's Soda Finest, he literally pointed out that Toby could literally see the whole ordeal from Farquhar Sheds, because in the illustration, after he arrives at the crossing, you can literally see Farquhar Sheds in the background.
Yes, that means everyone else would be out back, snoozing in the sun, or just relaxing, chit-chatting, and they hear Mavis yelling and screaming at the crossing. Before you know it, she's there. Someone makes a joke, "Hey, why don't you give this a jerk?" Mavis yells at the guy instead of running his ass over. Yeah, it was kind of a weird thing, but basically she lost her temper. But yet she gets along oddly well enough with Daisy, where the two of them don't fight. How strange.
Daisy has only just finally arrived at Nafford. Emily, is that seriously how long a Harwick to Nafford run is?
Yeah, on the CGI map. It's ridiculous, believe me. Mileage can be brutal.
And the points are auto, and the station's back points from the Little Western are set to platform 1, where while Northwestern is supposed to depart from.
Yeah, you gotta play with the points a little here and there. But there's a lot more mysteries to this whole thing than everything else, so the more fun you have, the better it is. But who knows? As far as anything else goes, Ty's in charge of the stream, so basically we're letting him have all the fun. As far as anything else goes, we'll figure something out eventually.
Yeah, again, we just started this series, so we're still figuring ourselves out.
Well, technically, I'm already well settled, so...
Yep.
It's
All
just
right.
I've had a lot going on, and oddly enough, somebody clicked in oddly on the comments for the live stream. I guess someone was choosing to watch.
Hello, ES Form Productions. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I just happened to click over the comments because I saw something was there. So lo and behold, who knows? Maybe we actually did have something, but who knows? If Mavis was lighting on fireworks, the real question is, where the hell did she spend her paycheck last week?
Yeah, so this late in the little live stream, if somebody decides to come, we're 45 minutes in. Not making that negative.
No, it's just we've been just kind of hanging around, keeping company and stuff, and eventually questions do surface. And if the question surfaces about stuff, well, that's where you ask. Sometimes
Yeah.
there's no such thing as a bad question, just a bad answer.
Yes, we're pretty much just here doing a sort of Q&A stream, and then I'll also be running trains on Trains 19. I'm currently switching over to Emily's Soda map to do a Western run.
Yeah, my map, a lot of people haven't seen much of because I've only done 2 streams on, so I've kind of kept my map hidden a lot. And I know what you're thinking. People that said my map is a fraud obviously don't know that it took me 5.25 years to build the damn thing. So technically, to all those people that work at Sodor Factory, Sodor Industries, TSI, and all, to all them big guys, and especially the guys over at Team Force Works, who were a bunch of jerks to me, all them guys. Well, I only got one thing to say to you. Eat your damn heart out, because the mini version of Sodor exists in its glory, done to the little golden book style. And you know what? Technically, it's the only complete version of Sodor out there.
Yeah, guys. So just don't mind if she's just decided to go with using Golden Book locations as like mostly the
Well,
Search
let
Testing
me
Center and the Diesel
elaborate
Works.
more on this. Basically, the little golden books that came out before every major movie. Day of the Diesels, King of the Railway, Misty Island Rescue, every movie in the Thomas franchise had a little golden black book. Well, guess what? Locations from certain ones, the ones from Misty Island Rescue, Day of the Diesels, the King of the Railway, stuff like that. Those ones had the CGI locations in there, but in Railway Series form, and no one ever put the 2 and 2 together because everyone only saw it as TV. Well, weirdly enough, imagine taking those and then putting them in an RWS. What do you get? Technically, you get an industrial style version of the Island of Sodor, which is exactly what mine is.
You know what, Emily? You just gave me ideas. We're doing a Northwest run. I'm actually just going to do a state lap with Steven.
Yeah, just do a lap around the castle. Now, I know what you're thinking. A lot of people have seen Allstate Castle with the dinosaur park and everything. Well, there's something funny about that.
Well,
The dinosaur
Emily, is
park was mentioned in CGI, yes, but keep in mind there's a lot of old tracks connected outside the park.
Emily, is this your version of the estate, or is it like everybody else uses? Because I've seen this sort of setup in several other YouTube videos.
Well, that's the funny thing about it. The way I set this up is the odd tracks that hook up behind the dinosaur park. No one really knows where they go. It's an old abandoned switch that disappears somewhere. Nobody knows where it goes. No one's really looked into it except for the people in my Discord. So other than that, for the ones who have seen the completed map, they know where it goes. But other than that, viewers have never seen it because the stream has never been done showcasing the area. So yeah. And plus, Tyler, your stream is dead. Tyler killed the stream, everybody.
Wait, what? My share screen's not running?
Yeah, your share screen's dead.
Oh, silly old me. All right. Yep.
Silly Tyler fell in a ditch, fell in a ditch, fell in a ditch. Silly
Tyler fell in a ditch hole on a Monday
Saturday
morning.
Well, you can't say that because I've not seen Gordon's ditch on either of the maps. So
Well, actually, the funny thing is, Gordon's Ditch is sitting up at Vickerstown.
no.
Ha ha.
Oh, the other option is to throw Tyler in the mines.
Yep. So here's the narrow gauge entrance coming from Boulder Quarry up to the state.
Ah, Tyler,
but
you're
as-
not showing your share screen, so therefore no one can see anything.
What the? Oh, all right. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So I'm out there doing a state run. So here back at the back end of the state. So there's the old line that Emily was talking about, and then here's the narrow gauge entrance to the castle.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I can actually pull the map to tell you
front is
exactly the name of that track. That's the funny thing. Let me look it up because
and then here is the
coming up,
the standard
let's
gauge
see.
entrance.
A track that leads from down from Allstate Castle to Boulder Quarry is none other than the Cracky track.
So Emily, can you guys actually hear the stream?
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't.
Did you hear Steven's whistle?
Not
Nope.
really, because I haven't been I just been, I don't know. As far as sounds go, it doesn't matter to me because I bet you everyone else could, but for me, it's, it's just being weird, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot more stuff to do and other things, but yeah. Plus, there's a set of estate coaches sitting around somewhere.
Yeah. Do you mean an American? Do you mean narrow gauge estate coaches?
No, there's actually a set of actual, like the ones that Stephen would pull, like the full carriage ones, and then the half carriage ones. There's a package of them sitting on one of the old sites. I don't know where. That's like Sir Topham Hatt's main ride, where he went out on his birthday on a private ride. That's basically that coach.
Isn't in the CGI series? Isn't this what the Earl uses, or in your
That
canon,
would be what the
is
Earl
the
would
estate
use,
coach?
but if you ever look, though, there is a full coach that's used, and then there's an actual open coach that is used. Oddly enough, there is a transfer variant of it somewhere in the community. I don't know where, because I haven't seen it, so it's somewhere.
Yeah. So Emily, we got this. You and me got this Steven and this Luke from where was it again?
Oh, Luke's been around a while. It depends where you look for him.
No, I'm saying, well, like, what websites did we get these two from?
Oh, both of them came from Vickerstown Transport. And Luke's on the wrong size track. Narrow gauge track's on the right platform.
I know. It was just.
Unless you have the Scarlowy Transport wagon, you put Luke inside of it, then he could be on the main line. Yes, Scarlowy's Transport wagon is a thing.
Yes, I know, but isn't it limited? Well, isn't it limited to only Scarlowy using it?
Well, that's the weird thing about it. If the said files were modified for it, technically you could put any engine in that wagon that's narrow gauge, according to the theory.
Yeah, that's what Buffers to Nowhere did when Scarlowy was like, you know what, Sir Handel, I'll let you use my car, and then booms, and then boom, TSI Sir Handel now in his car. I could really make that same joke.
Technically, you made a standard gauge engine out of a narrow gauge engine. Nice job. But as far as the other stuff goes, well.
So, and if you guys can hear the stream, I recoded Steven's whistle and bell into the real life Rocket's whistle, and if I turn on his bell, it plays the King of the Railway theme.
Well,
N-
we can't really do themes for one good reason because, if it's more than a 20-second skit of a theme, then people can actually newly for copyright. That's the kind of screwed up thing that happens in this community nowadays.
yeah. For some reason, that theme is just nostalgia bait.
It's
Like
not so
Megan,
much being nostalgia bait, it's the copyright rule thing that floats around. Technically, any more than 20 seconds of the media in question, it can actually be nailed as a copyright thing, which is stupid. But if the artist never renewed the copyright, then how is it a copyright violation if the copyright was never renewed to exist for 100 years?
well, is the theme over 20 seconds long?
Usually, the theme is about 16 seconds normally, but some of the engines have longer themes than that. Some of them got themes up to 4 or 5 minutes. Some of them.
What I'm trying to get at, Emily, is like, do you personally think that the King of the Railway
Press
theme
screen,
is
press camera
nostalgic
shot.
nowadays?
You missed the camera shot. You obviously don't know camera views around my map, so
Yeah, I know.
always
Yep,
works better for shooting, especially when you time it in the right spot the first time. When you're in the castle, it's better to kind of freelance your camera because you can learn your way around, but
what I'm trying to say, Emily, is like, do you personally think that the King of the Railway theme is kind of nostalgic back to 2014?
it kind of is to some, but there are some people that grew up with the original themes for Thomas, and King of the Railway came when it did. It was good, but there was themes in there people didn't really quite get, like the whole joke with Thomas and streamlining, which came in a much later thing with Connor and Caitlin.
Again, I was born in 2012, so I came in a good era from Blue Mountain Mystery onward. So pretty much the Brenner era. But I did mostly watch the original stuff, the Hay era and Nitrogen era. But
You
but
never saw classic era Thomas? How dare you? And you call yourself a Thomas fan.
what do you mean? I watch the classic series all the time. Emily, what I'm saying is I grew up with the Brenner era.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? People who claim to know as much as they say they know about Thomas actually don't know a damn thing about it.
Okay, ask me a question.
Alrighty, Mr. Smarty Pants, if you think you know so much. If you know so much, on the very first year Thomas was in the United States, what was the first name of the franchise it was under before it became Thomas and Friends?
Shining Time Station.
Lucky guess, but here's the funny part. No one paid attention to the subplots around that storyline, because everyone just wanted to see the talking train stories about Thomas and his friends. So technically, people never really looked into that Thomas story stuff beyond there for good reason.
What?
If you change
well, I know that Daisy was only put on home media for the Shining Time Station back in the day because the crew referred to her as sexist.
Oh, it wasn't just that. They actually did a budget cut on a very known episode that happened during the time Daisy was around. And they left it out purposely. It wasn't until it hit VHS when people learned of the lost story. Percy's predicament.
You know the funny thing, since Daisy what in the Mall series was odd in America. When I was a kid, I thought that she was a new character when she returned in Lost Treasure.
Well, here's a laugh for you. You know Daisy almost got kicked off the railway, right?
Yeah, yes, for sort of causing Percy's accident.
Yeah, because she refused to take the milk. Toby and Percy swapped jobs. Well, Toby took the milk. Percy had to handle cars for the first time. Well, it kind of didn't go well. So what happened with that note? Well, technically, Daisy is still stubborn because she won't pull goods. She says it's bad for her swerves. Oddly enough, it's not really that it's bad for her. She's just incredibly freaking lazy. Now, others, on the other hand, say, yeah, she worked hard enough up to Percy's accident, but there's something in there which was very ironic no one ever realized. The day Percy had the accident, there was no spare engine. The next day, Thomas came home from the works for having his accident when he destroyed his front from Thomas Comes to Breakfast. So, oddly enough, how is that? Don't you find that a little coincidentally timed that right when Percy gets sent to the works, Thomas just comes back from the works?
Sus. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's a little odd timed. Because, like, Percy's just being sent to be mended. Thomas just came home literally, like, 35 seconds before Percy was sent to be mended. So, it's canonically weird if you think about it.
Well, Emily, I just found something. Your track here.
I know, I
is
haven't had a chance to readjust the
bumped,
castle
yeah.
stuff, I know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you gotta be careful going through the castle because you can get lost in the castle if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
You might want to slam on the brakes or you're gonna end up going through the theater screen.
Oh no! Sequin!
Put on the brakes! Brakes! Start pushing it in reverse!
Charlie, keep your clothes on.
Derail.
Okay?
And
Ow! R.I.P.
well, sorry kids, Steven has died and he won't be around for future episodes. Sorry.
Yay.
Hopefully an AG movie was playing on this thing, so we just destroyed that from playing that Hiroshis stuff.
Yeah, so on top of that, there's other things that will be revealed in time, we should say.
Yeah, guys. So you guys will remember this theater from when I did a skit a while back. Does Gordon hanging out with Philip, Charlie, and Samson at the movie theater ring a bell as a skit a few months back?
But anyway, now here's something interesting. All of a sudden, someone hands Ty a newspaper.
Yes.
Front page. Diesel discovers new kind of rocket quarry. You see Mavis on the front cover beaming. Oh, yeah.
What? What?
We found diamonds at the quarry. When Tyler finds out there's diamonds up at the quarry.
I'm like, Toby, give me those cow kitches, and I just start running up there as fast as I can. No way, man. I would actually be like, screw that cop. I am just running straight through the town.
Sorry, officer. There's diamonds involved.
Sorry, sir. I only said good morning.
Bro. No, seriously. No, Emily, do you actually think that's so canon that police officers are still in town being jerks to the engines out there?
Well, it depends. Basically, that one particular cop would... Well, if the cop was around, he would probably just be like, hey, you! Slow it down. You're going through a restricted area, or you should be going slow through here. Basically, he would just tell the engine to slow down. And they'd be like, screw you, we're going faster.
No, I'm saying, like, hasn't Thompson Percy just told him, screw you, as they just went up to the quarry?
Oh,
Like,
trust me. It depends whose headcanon you look into on that. And you make your own. All kinds of weird shit happens.
like,
Now, funny thing is, and here's a Easter egg we can use in the DTS headcanon. Picture this. The engine in question is on its way to the quarry. The cop, hey, you! All of a sudden, the engine either whistles or lets off steam when they zip by the cop. The cop goes blind and smashes into something and wipes out on his bike.
what with the oh gosh, what is a sheriff called? Was a police chief called in the UK?
Constable.
Yeah, constable, the one that actually takes control of all of his officers.
Yeah, the constable.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
imagine Imagine him calling his staff. Hey, I heard you were doing this. I was doing no such thing, sir. Well,
Yeah.
guess what?
Like
You're
what?
fired.
Like when the constable and Topham and the engines eventually just immediately get rid of him.
Eventually, yeah, the postman was a dick got fired, but it is a postman's job, or it is a officer's job to enforce the law of safety of going low speeds in a highly populated area. However, if a steam engine screens through there too fast at higher speeds than what's supposed to be posted, technically, then at that point, because it's an issue of public safety, guess what? Topham can't get his way out of that speeding ticket.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't Toby and Percy break that rule way back?
Speeding ticket? No.
No, way back when they decided
The
to swap.
cowcatcher rule is the one
I'm saying when they swapped jobs.
That constable had already retired and everything when that happened.
So they were just safe.
Yeah, basically because there's a new cop who knows his way around, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys are free to go up here, but try and go slow. There's a lot of people nearby. Last thing we need is someone cutting across the railroad when you're trying to come through town. Show them the town stretch."
Well, isn't that why everybody would be spamming their whistles as they went through?
Pretty much, it's get the hell out of my way unless you want to end up plastered all over the tracks. People don't really realize it, how crazy it is. That's why engines like Thomas, Percy, Toby, Mavis, and even depending if you look into the other, depending who else is in your head canon, of course, beyond the main three, basically they stick to whistling the whole time as they're coming through town so nobody gets in their damn way. It's a matter of public safety.
Well, obviously my canon Lost Treasure is a thing. So
Yeah,
Daisy and Ryan. So
Lost
Daisy's been
Treasure is
moved.
in every canon, but my point is, if you're coming through the town of Farquhar, or you're heading through the town, heading up to the quarry, and someone gets in your way, technically they're trespassing on railroad property. If the trucks push you and you splatter somebody, technically it's not your fault.
What I'm trying to say is like any Farquhar member would be going up to the quarry nowadays, because Daisy was the only one that hasn't gone up there. Like Thomas, Percy, Toby, Lily, and
Lily only applies to Wild and Westeros universe or Train Soda Adventures, so it's basically whoever's the other quarry engine in this case.
Yeah, obviously Mavis would be, but so what you're saying is like I can't really can Lily into DTS.
You could, but that follows Wild and Westeros timeline to a point because it keeps Wellsworth and Suttery number 2 around. So if you want to go that route, you can, but as the rule states, just drive slow when you go through towns, so that way you can stop fast if you have to avoid a nasty accident. The last thing we need is a red shower all over the tracks again. Remember 3 months ago when that dog cut out in front of Mavis?
What I'm saying is like even if I don't want Canon Lily into DTS, like ever since Daisy left, like now Thomas Percy, Toby, and Mavis, all 4 of them go through town.
Yeah, it's just you gotta remain at low speeds going through. Why? Because there's a lot of streets and a lot of people that love to cut off the engines.
Yeah, like nowadays, of course, the 2 besties are the only ones that have to be careful in town.
Toby, on the other hand, if he goes through town, someone tries to cut him off, they end up hitting his cowcatcher. He's fine. But into like Thomas or Percy, if they do it, they end up getting amputated. So it's kind of a life or death kind of thing. The town can be a bit nasty at times, especially when all the drunks come in on Friday night. Thankfully, all the engines are done with work by then.
You know, personally, like if we look from the side, do you think that Norwester built his Percy off of Trojan and then just built an extended running board and then just built an extended running board for the cab?
Well, Percy has no true defined basis, according to Wilbert Audrey. Percy is basically a hybrid, if you will, because no one knows what he really is. He's not classified as anything in the books. or on the wiki. So technically, it's what you see as Percy is Percy.
What I'm saying is that, like, he's just a bunker installed Trojan, pretty much, is what I like to can him as.
Careful of the switches going across the tramway.
Didn't I throw them back?
Like I said, just be careful. Go slow. Because those bridge switches can go one of two ways. If the switch is set right, you'll stay on. If the switch is set wrong, you'll end up off in the pond.
And thanks to the train's physics, I can't stop on the downhill grade into the water, so...
Oh, there's ways you can time stuff. Just hope the switches aren't thrown. And... that's one clear.
And then this one's for the downline, so...
It's bumpy.
Yeah, it's bumping because the switches are set against me.
But once you're off the bridge, there you go.
Ooh.
It's basically now you can just venture up to the quarry safely. The thing is about Trains 19, though, it doesn't give you the mileage that you actually run. That's the screwed up thing. Trains of New Era actually gives you an odometer showing you how many miles you go. So a lot of people don't really learn much, and plus, there are 60 spots on the route a lot of people have just never really looked into. And basically, when you pass a certain sign on the route, there's actually a TV episode reference to it when you pass a certain sign. But no one has noticed it. I'm not talking a danger sign. I'm talking a sign at the top of the grade.
So you're not talking about the pin down brake sign?
That's the one I'm talking about. Technically, that's a Percy's predicament warning, saying if you don't pin down your brakes, you gotta basically make a wooden caboose into a flat truck.
What I'm saying is, like, were you trying to implicate that this sign is a little hidden secret or something?
Well, basically, it's a reminder. If you don't use your brakes coming down the hill and the trucks push you, it's gonna be nasty every time.
What I'm saying is that I've noticed on my
season 2, basically.
Yeah, I know. I know. The thing is, I literally spotted it on my when I was first venturing along your map. I immediately found it on my way up.
Yeah, finding on the way up's one thing. It's when you get on the way down and the trucks decide to play nasty. That's when it gets worse.
You know, now you think about it, like, Percy became a runaway and went through town.
Yeah, surprisingly, nobody was hurt.
The trucks did not care or think. They're like, oh, we just remembered this train goes through a town. Never mind, keep pushing, boys.
Well, as they say, the grade from the quarry is dangerous. That's why you gotta go slow. And if you don't go slow, the trucks will make sure you don't go slow because they'll push you.
What I'm saying is the trucks were like, oh, guys, remember, this line goes through a town. You know what? Whatever. Push.
Yep. And before you know it, Percy gets to the bridge. Oh, there's also a screenshot up ahead where our friend the constable is, who would be waving at the engines. You already passed his spot. See you later, Percy. He's a nice cop.
Yeah, like, luckily the runaway didn't start here, or apparently to his logic, busy trafficked road.
Yep. Well, believe me, there's ways around it, but depending how you look at stuff, it goes either way. I mean, running away uphill is a lot harder to do because you get the uphill force to fight and gravity's pulling against you, trying to pull you the other way. So, technically, the runaway uphill is impossible.
Like, seriously, does this look like a busy road to you? And oh, never mind. Why did you make this a running road?
That's the way the road work was laid out, up towards the quarry. That's the way I left it.
Yep. Well, now the constable's logic is correct. Because there are cars running around here.
As long as you take your time going back and forth, you're fine. And people learn when they get up to the quarry, you gotta be careful because there's a dual set of sidings that can confuse people in the quarry. You should be looking ahead, not at Percy. Why? Well, because if you're not careful, you can wind up on one of Mavis's sightings. Yeah. Oh, here's a shot people don't recognize. I know this shot well. It was in a classic series episode a lot of people don't remember.
Isn't it a
What
shot
wonderful-
Isn't it a shot of Tom's coming down?
Thomas breaks the rules. The first shot.
Exactly, him coming down toward the crossing.
Yeah. The line to the quarry on Thomas's branch, going for distance along the road.
Then people just don't recognize if they're coming up because Thomas was going down.
Exactly. They never saw it go in the opposite direction before.
And then is this just a custom camera?
Yep. There's custom cameras all over the place, but you gotta watch it. You're entering towards Mavis's yards. Especially when you round the corner, because you want to get to the back hopper of the quarry where Mavis would be, you gotta find your way through the sightings.
Well, the game's saying that I can still go under 20, so...
Yeah, you're fine speed-wise, but like I said, be careful with the junctions. This is where everyone gets confused.
Nope,
So
the point
unless you know what way you're going, switch one, main track, main track, main track. Well, I think you got it figured out, but that means you got to know where the other switch is. Obviously, there's camera shots up here. If you just hit 3, it will go into the shot automatically. Camera shots can be a really nice thing to show off, and people have never seen parts above the map, so they kind of get confused because they've never seen the shots. But this is where you got to look around, though, because if you're not in the right camera views, you're not going to find the tricks you need to use the map.
Well, where's the shed from? Where Diesel...
There's the switch over to the left.
Well,
That
where's...
leads to the back end of the quarry.
Well, where's the shed where Diesel talked to Mavis?
That was down in the yards where you passed, where it showed that shot of Percy leaving through the yards. You already went past that.
Well, if I remember from the episode, it had a back entrance.
Yeah, they were showing a different shot, basically. Same shed, though. And plus, as far as DTS goes, there will be some guest stars. We'll put it that way. Eventually, there will be some guest engines that visit. But those episodes are long, long ways away.
I can already tell that there's gonna be some oh my gosh, I forgot your railway's name.
Well, we're not going to give away anything. There will be some guest entrants from other railways coming to Sodor to visit. Just put it that way.
For now, we're just gonna keep saying that it's just gonna be a few Diesel clones and Arian Burt clones, and maybe Hurricane Frankie. For now, that's all the mainland new characters we're saying that will be coming.
Basically, mainland diesels are going to be well known. Now, as far as other characters go, no one really knows much if there's going to be new characters. Of course, directors and voice actors know, because sometimes a voice actor has to do more than one character. And plus, as things go, as you sneak into the quarry, you got to be careful. Reason why? Well, it's a tight curve going through that quarry, but you take your time. Unless you want the camera to end up under the rock, always look forward, never look from the side, because a rock could land in front of you, flatten you like a boulder. Almost like Rusty and the Boulder when Rusty almost got flattened. Basically, it's safety first. Except you don't have Ferguson every 20 seconds. Do it right. So as long as you follow the safety rules, you're fine. And you should be paying attention in front of you. like they say, there's mysteries on Sodor people can't figure out. And people don't really know how the back end of things are hooked up. So if you keep zooming out, people are going to start questioning. So just stay zoomed in for a while. So that way, if it does go into the area, let the camera view pick it up and let the viewers figure it out. Now, the funny thing is, Percy has his own way out of the quarry when he's on that stretch. Just be careful.
So do I just go forward or do I back up?
Oh, you can go either way. I mean, Percy's set to go either way. You just gotta make sure you have a track going out of the mine shaft in order to back those trucks in, so you don't derail anything. If you go forward, you end up going through the narrow gorge, where Toby saw a lorry wreck.
Oh, that's where we're talking.
Yeah. So the easiest option is it's either you go through the tunnel and venture through the gorge and come up on Toby's place, and you can go the back loop to Thomas's branch line, or you can just mind your own business. But keep in mind the tunnels are long, and they do take a while to go through. That's what debug mode is for.
How do I go into debug?
Go to the setting mode, the line button over on the far left. Go to settings. Now what you need to do is go to general. Now take a look. Enable debug mode. Features may be disabled. Achievement progress. Check that one off. Hit the check mark and then hit the shift key if you want to race through tunnels.
What?
Basically, when you hold shift, it makes it go faster. See?
Okay.
There's the gorge. You race through the gorge at 100 plus miles an hour. Or 100 plus kilometers per hour. What are you, British? Oh, wait, we're in the UK. Of course we're British because we're on freaking Sodor.
And we broke his wheel.
You broke Percy's valve gear. Nice going.
We broke his the coating for his chassis. That's just great.
That's what debug mode is for. Now, if you want to go fast to get through the next tunnel, I'd recommend holding the debug key because it's a long tunnel. And look, Percy's rocking and rolling like Duncan. I'm a little Percy. Whoop.
Free and easy. MNPC. Free and easy. Lemon squeezy.
People don't know where a lot of things are on the map, so people get confused pretty fast. Especially when they don't know where the other end of Toby's branch line hooks up. Where you don't say anything, basically it's just a matter of venturing around Sodor.
I don't want to be stuck here forever,
Forever and always.
in this hot house where work never ends. I wanted adventure. I wanted to roam. I wanted new places, but now I want home. I mean it. I have to go home. So lock up your gates with your skeleton key. You can't make me stay where I don't want to be. It's not right, it's not fair, this is no place for me. I want to, I need to, I have to be free to go home. I'll make my way home.
People are unaware of the
Find my way home.
hidden things on the map, and that's a good thing, I guess.
What?
There's a lot of hidden things on this map people don't know about, and that's part of the charm of exploring it. But like I said, you always gotta be careful going through because who knows? One minute you could be over on Toby's branch, the next minute you could be over on Duck's branch.
Yeah, but I'm already.
Unless you know where you're going.
Yeah, but I already know I'm headed toward Pirates Cove.
You mean Bluffs Cove? Pirates Cove is way, way further across the island.
But they're both on the little western.
Actually, believe it or not, that tunnel that leads to the Maritime Museum, that hidden tunnel that was found in that particular episode for Pirates Cove, hasn't been constructed yet for a good reason. I haven't had time to dig into the undermap, figure out how to lay the track from point A to point B. And that's probably the one area I won't put on this map, because it was just too much fun doing it, even though it took me 5.25 years. You learn a lot when you build stuff, especially for yourself. There you go. You're on Duck's Branch now. But I think I see a problem.
What?
Right there, you're gonna die.
Yeah, I forgot your map has weirdly set points.
Yeah, that's where studying the junction placement stuff comes handy. Oddly enough, you didn't have the driver command set, so it didn't change the points. That's what makes it fun, though. Is going around and exploring. But there's a lot more people can learn from other engines if they learn to take their time. Sometimes all it takes is a little exploring and a whole lot of imagination.
So yep, guys. So that's pretty much all for today. So this is the Tyler model that we'll eventually be using for you guys. So hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. Anything you want to say, Emily, before we go? We'll go for the night.
Oh, well, except for the fact that, surprisingly, because I don't know how many people watched tonight, but to all those who watched, thank you for the company and the comments and, of course, the questions. That's why we're here. And who knows? Maybe we'll see you out on the tracks.
All right, see you guys in the next one. Good night.